Hello, lovely friends, and thank you for joining me for another video. If we haven't met, my name's Michelle, and I make videos about my creative processes as well as some creative motivation. So if that sounds good to you, please subscribe to my channel. I'd love to have you here. Now today, as you can see, I'm in my studio at Collective Haunt, but I thought I'd chat to you about something that I have completely neglected to mention, and that is an exhibition that I have been involved with since November. I just forgot to talk about it. So today we're going to talk about Radical Textiles at the Art Gallery of South Australia. Woo! So for those of you not in Adelaide, the Art Gallery of South Australia is our state art gallery, so run by the government, and it's a pretty big institution, and it's one of those places that as artists we say, oh, it'd be nice to be in the Art Gallery of South Australia, but most of us sort of assume we probably will never be in there. And I got quite a shock when I was asked if the gallery could borrow one of my tapestries for an upcoming exhibition. So I got the email back in January last year, 2024, and I was pretty shocked. I think when I got the email, I took it to Anita and said, is this real? Apparently what happened was the curator was one of the judges in an art prize that I was in the year before, saw my work, Larry the Lobster, and really liked my work, and went through my website and chose a piece to be part of this exhibition called Radical Textiles. Now, I was, definitely in shock. They chose this piece, which is the warp and weft tapestry, and also the one that I've got tattooed on me, not because of this exhibition, but just generally. And so I haven't really talked much about it to many people because I think I was just thinking, well, what happens if it doesn't go ahead? What happens if they change their mind? So I didn't really say much. And the exhibition opened in November, and it's been just absolutely crazy and amazing and incredible. So I'm going to go through the exhibition, just show you some of my favorites at the end. But I just wanted to sort of chat to you about this because it highlights a couple of things that I've been saying for a long time, that if you're an artist wanting to, I guess, get noticed by your local gallery or by anyone else really, there's a couple of things that you really do need to do. So the first thing is enter art prizes. I never would have been noticed if I hadn't have entered art prizes. And when you enter art prizes, make sure that you pay attention to who the judges are. If they're judges that you want to get in front of, that's a really, really good reason to enter an art prize. The next thing is to make sure that you've got a website that has your work on the front page so that anyone visiting your website gets a pretty clear view of what you do. So that tapestry that she chose, that was on the front page, right at the top of my website. I was easy to find, so when she Googled me, she could find me. I have a pretty basic name. My name's Michelle Driver. I've got a really basic name, so I'm sure that if you Googled my name, there's probably millions of Michelle Drivers in the world, but, or maybe not millions, but lots. But mine came up pretty quickly, so she didn't have to try too hard to find me, if that makes sense. So make it as easy as possible for curators to find you. And the next thing is just to have a good social media presence as well. In this instance, she didn't find me via social media. I think that she just Googled my name and found me. But it's always a good idea to make sure that your social media has a very wide representation of the work that you do, so that if any curators do happen upon your social media, then they can immediately see what you make. So if you are doing process types of videos like I do on Instagram, make sure there's also some good pictures of your work dispersed in between. So if someone just looks at your profile, they can pretty much see what you do. So they're the things that I really wanted to talk to you about because they're a really good way for curators to find you, to be noticed. In this instance, I didn't apply for anything. They just found me. And look, this exhibition's been curated over the past 4 years. So there's some really big names in here, like Nell, who's an incredible artist from Sydney. They've got a Grayson Perry tapestry, not hand woven, it's a jacquard woven tapestry. They've got Paul Yor, Kate Just, so they've got some pretty big names. What they've also done is they've got like a fashion room as well, because this is a ticketed exhibition. So I guess having a whole pile of textile art with a ticket price of 30 Australian dollars, that may not attract everybody to come in and have a look. So to make it more kind of blockbuster, they've added in a fashion room with like a Vivienne Westwood dress. They've got Don Dunstan's shorts. I have to explain who Donald Dunstan is. He was a premier of South Australia in the 70s, and he was responsible for a lot of the amazing stuff that we have here in South Australia with the arts. So it was his influence that purchased quite a lot of amazing artwork for the art gallery. He spent a lot of money. He set up the South Australian Film Corporation, which is where I work now. I think he set up State Opera. He set up the Adelaide Festival. So there's so many things that he did, as he was a great champion of the arts. And I don't know if we're ever going to get a politician like that ever again, but very, very amazing. He was also very, very camp. He was bisexual. Didn't come out of the closet in his lifetime because of the position he was in, but he dressed very flamboyantly, and there's a very famous sort of footage of him wearing these tiny pink shorts on the steps of Parliament House. So those pink shorts are in the exhibition as well, under glass, because they're very, very important piece of fabric there. So yeah, I just wanted to give you a little bit of an overview of the exhibition. We can't take footage in the art gallery, there's no video, but I took plenty of photos, so I'm going to show that in a little slideshow for you now. So I hope you enjoy. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them in the comments, and I will see you in the very next video. Enjoy the slideshow.